Rams fans, it's chaos. What's up? I'm Sheriff Fairbanks, part of Tuna and the Sheriff. But today we're getting a little bit of a mix-up here, as it's not just Tuna and the Sheriff. What the heck is going on here, guys?
Chaos, as you said. Couldn't say any better. We got 3 different Rams creators here on a random Wednesday night to talk Rams. Had a fun offseason so far, and there's nobody else that I'd rather do it with. I'm so excited for this.
We've got a few cool things going on. Peo, what's going on over there, man? We need to hear some things.
Yeah. So later tonight we'll be playing a little bit of a game. I'm going to keep it a surprise for now, but I will gotta say this is actually my last stream in this studio, and I've been blessed to do 3 seasons in this studio. It's and I can't think of 2 better gentlemen on the internet that I would rather do this stream with. And thanks so much for putting this together, Joe, and Rams House is always a pleasure. And you in the chat, we appreciate all of you guys showing up, hanging out with us, talking Rams. We're stoked. We got Ray here, Deeb, Asteroid Boss, Daniel, Edwin.
Everybody, emphasis on the win.
What do we emphasize? The Ram page? What?
You emphasis on the win there.
Oh yeah.
That's a gimme though. Like anybody should emphasize the win.
One of my favorite things ever, by the way, is that like random little emphasis on the win. I don't know when that started. I can't remember. Edwin may have more clarity on that, but yeah, man,
it's pretty classic. It's a classic gag, yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's weird too, because like I was gonna say, whenever I call him Edwin, I literally can't just say Edwin. It's like in my head, you've just driven it in that I have to say emphasis on the win. Otherwise, it feels like a foreign name. So
I kind of love that, actually, man. That's not only is it the final stop for that studio for Peo, but this is definitely not the last I'll be in this studio. But we are getting a new studio this summer. Just heads up on that. Sheriff Station V7. Crazy, by the way, on the way. And I had to do the math on that again. 7. This is number 6. It's like, dang, 7? Number 7? But I guess that makes sense because this coming Sunday, by the way, 10-year anniversary of Ram Showcase.
Let's go.
Crazy. My podcast is a 5th grader, and that blows my friggin' mind off.
Grow up so fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you may notice, like I said, Tuna and the Sheriff, but Tuna is not here today. Tuna is, he's got some previous obligations. So that's actually why this madness is in your life right now. But that being said, guys, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Get that out there, man. Happy New Year. We got a bunch of our stuff finalized today, which is good news because it turns out that until things actually happen and are actually pushed through, things can fall through, turns out, and it creates quite the ripple effect. But our guys, we're good to go. Our trade went through, our signings went through and stuff like that. Yeah, let's talk about these guys, man. Who we most fired up about?
I just want to say that my favorite part about last night and everything that happened with Max Crosby and the Raiders and the Ravens, stuff like that. The 3 of us just started talking about Roger Saffold.
Why not?
Like we literally were like, didn't that happen to us one time? And we like kind of walked through it. And like it's funny because the rest of the NFL world are rational human beings talking about how insane it was, like that the trade fell through, and we're just like, oh yeah, Roger Saffold, like this happened to us before, and that's why I love that we can talk about everything Rams related here. And let's start off with, I have to ask you guys, how many minutes of or hours of Trent McDuffie highlights have you been watching since the trade happened?
Hours? Oh man, what time is it now? Okay. It's 7 Joe time right now. Yeah, solid amounts. I feel like I've seen his career by now, so that's cool.
Yeah, I've definitely never watched so many Kansas City Chiefs highlights in my life yet.
Well, there's 2 reasons. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say this is where I'm like, oh, this is why I've been friends with Chiefs fans the last like 5 years. It's to prepare me for this moment to know who these two guys are. So honestly, it's not a decent bit of both McDuffie and Watson the last few years, just because I have some really close friends that are Chiefs fans. And Joe, in Colorado, there's a good bit of Chiefs fans here. So yeah, honestly, excited for both these players to come into this. And again, like I keep seeing the comment that the Rams' weakness has been made a strength. And that's so exciting because even with this being such a weakness in the secondary, like you could still argue like the Rams were that close and they almost won it in back-to-back years. So it's like it makes you wonder what the potential is.
I mean, legitimately, it is one of those situations where it's like, oh man, like what is it? You're right. That turning a weakness into a strength is kind of exactly what we did. And I actually was thinking about that earlier today when I was supposed to be working. Was that it's like, what is our weakness now? Like, what is the biggest area of concern right now? And there's definitely things that you can pick out of like, yeah, we can get better here, we can get better here, we can get better here, which would be insane if that wasn't the answer. If you were like, no, we literally are the best at every single spot. We physically can't get better. So, I mean, I kind of struggled with it in my own brain internally, but I guess I turn to you guys and as the chat as well, as what would you consider is the Rams' weak spot now on their roster as free agency started today officially, and we're gearing up for draft prep, man. So like, what is our weakness now?
Go ahead.
I gotta go. It's still special teams. And we just until we see the improvement, which the Rams have made moves to make improvements, which is what you want to see in the offseason for sure. But I can't help but think, hey, like special teams cost us against the Seahawks. There was a lot of pretty much almost all the Rams losses last year. You could relate some sort of quirky special teams play in regards to it. So excited to see them bring Mevis back. I think that was well earned. I know there's people questioning bringing Xavier Smith back. I think they're bringing him back there's going to be competition coming his way. Right. And I don't think it's a given that he's going to be the punt returner again. And we'll see there. But for me, it's still special teams. And I guess the other like weakness or concern would be just starting the year off weird in Australia because it's a thing going on.
That is weird.
Very strange. On a Wednesday, maybe? Like, I don't know. That's crazy. But special teams, I could argue to go there. The weird thing for me is like I feel like for a good stretch down last season, the special teams wasn't really losing us games. And Xavier Smith all year did a great job of at least holding on to the ball. That was the first time he actually struggled with hanging on to the ball. So I feel like we're kind of like quick to get on him when it's like he was very consistent. But with special teams like a weapon, no. Does it have to be? Not necessarily. Like you can win Super Bowls without it being a weapon, but yeah, you could throw in special teams in there. Maybe just getting better overall with bringing in Bubba Ventrone will help things, but maybe you could argue linebacker too. You could get better at Landman. Omar Spates was pretty good, but I think you could get better there. And that's just the point that we are at with this Rams team, where it's like you can make arguments on these. There's not really in my head like a defined like, oh yeah, that's a weakness. You're going to argue these kinds of things, but I'd say linebacker 2, special teams, maybe throw in wide receiver 3.
Yeah, I got a couple here via the chat. Covered linebacker QB2. That's an interesting, spot to throw out there, especially considering officially now Jimmy Garoppolo is not under contract. He's a free agent, free to go anywhere. I have seen the name Kyler Murray thrown out by a number of people. I really don't want that to happen for a few reasons. One, because we've seen him play his whole career, and I just don't think he's very good. And then also the fact that would be such a wrench into the offense if something were to happen to Stafford. Now we're playing Kyler Murray. It's like, oh, now our offense is 1000% different. Cool. Like, I just don't think it makes any sense at all to go that route. But Jimmy coming back, it does feel real, at least in some light capacity. I'm not sure if that is something the Rams will for sure want to do, but it does make sense.
The one thing is, do you guys think Sean McVay likes Jimmy Garoppolo?
Oh yeah. That's not even a question. Well, that's the thing too, is like I actually feel a lot better about him coming back now than I did probably like last week or so, because you're looking at these different situations. It's like Arizona, I don't really think that's happening anymore with them bringing in Minshew. They have Jacoby Brissett. They said that they want to move forward with him. It's like the Jets, they just got Geno Smith. I don't think they're going to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo. So you're like looking around the league. It's like,
Cool.
I guess I can't put it past the Jets, but you're looking around the league. It's like there's not Jimmy Garoppolo enjoys being a Ram, and he's talked about that so many different times, being a backup for the Rams. He loves that. And there's not really a situation where I'm like, oh, like that's a team that desperately needs a quarterback, and he's going to go chomping at the bit to go get that position. So at that point, it's like, would he choose to be a backup somewhere else over maybe even coming back to us as a backup cheaper? So I feel pretty good about him coming back, but we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, we'll totally see. Yeah, it's they're just gonna Sean McVay and Jimmy Garoppolo are just gonna be sitting in the meeting room just talking about how handsome they are. Just like you're the most handsome on the roster. Like,
what hair gel do you use? I'm very curious because I use this one.
yeah. And then Alaric Jackson's gonna walk in and like it's me, and then I'm like, yep. All right, see you.
Yeah.
It's the scariest looking dude of all time. Him and K-Dot both look like terrifying humans. So that's
yeah, they're kind of scary. Glad they're on our squad.
Can we quickly talk about the Great North Wall, Alaric Jackson? Because I feel like a lot gets made about Stafford's back injury, and rightfully so, and then going from like the immortal chamber to MVP season, one of the greatest, Rams quarterback seasons ever. And then you got AJ Jackson, who had the blood clotting storyline, which was a really big concern leading into the year. And he played really well. Like, he's one of the best left tackles in football, right?
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on Alaric Jackson?
Coming in as a UDFA, top tier. Yeah, it doesn't get better than what he's at right now, I would say.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it is crazy just to see the point that he's gotten to. And it's one of those things where it's like, is he a top 5 name in the NFL at the tackle position? No, but he doesn't need to be, and you never hear his name brought up. So it's like, I'm just so glad we were able to get him back, because it was this time last year that we actually re-signed him. And so I'm just glad we don't have to figure out the left tackle position, the starting position, to have him. And even Warren McClendon. I'm really excited to see what he can do in year 2 if he gets that number 1 spot like we expect.
Yeah, that's kind of the spot that I was waiting to see if anybody via the chat was going to say right tackle for our biggest weakness. That's just the thing, though, man. Really? Is like, I feel like Havenstein was probably okay to come back earlier. Like, he probably could have played against Seattle. He probably could have played the whole playoffs, but didn't, because McClendon was looking awesome, man. So that's good news. And then when you can have a situation where you have a guy like Rob Havenstein, one of your captains, leave the game, and then you can still continue on with your regular continuity from the end of your season, where you can have the same starting 5 from the final, 12 games of your year, that you can bring the same starting 5 back, even though you're losing a veteran on the line. I think that's just absolutely phenomenal. So, I mean, yeah, both of those guys, man. AJ Jackson, who I know I called him Alaric, but I will tell you, he looked me in the eyes and said AJ is what he prefers, and the way he did it was terrifying. So I will call him AJ. And then, yeah, Warren McClendon, he's just one of those guys too. He was like a later pick, and just the way that he's been able to hold down that right tackle spot in place of Havenstein, that was phenomenal. And that, I think that's almost like, I don't want to say that, I don't want to speculate too much or anything like that, but it does kind of seem like it's possible that the Rams were like, yo, McClendon's going to be our starter. What do you want to do? And he's like, 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 I just don't think that that's possible, because he's my age, you know what I mean? And that means he could play for like 20 more years. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Just shut up about it. All right. You can play for a long time. Okay. It's not that long. Yeah. So that's kind of the thing that I was thinking about too. It's like, for an offensive lineman at 34, I mean, that's just not that crazy. So I imagine he could have played a lot longer, but also he's done, man. He's done the stuff. Like, what else does he have to prove to anybody? Maybe himself, but so.
Yeah, it did feel like, to me, there was a bigger difference in how the tackles were playing when you had Warren McClendon come in after Havenstein. I thought that you'd see like a little bit of a drop off maybe. And to me, like, I felt like it actually, right tackle got better. And part of the reason for that is because I think Havenstein was dealing with a lot of injuries. and he has been the last couple of years, like clean out surgeries and all that kind of thing. And people deal with injuries every week, but I think that was kind of beginning to restrict what Rob could do. And so I feel like you really did see a bigger difference than what I was expecting, seeing McClendon go in there. And he was actually better than what I expected, even though we drafted him. I think he was in the same draft class as like Byron Young and Puka. So very interested to see how that goes going forward. But it does feel very Rams to be like, yeah, he's a 5th round pick, but like he's going to start. I mean, he's a 5th round pick. That's where all our talent comes from. So excited to see what he can do here.
We trade
our away.
Just trade our 1st round picks for as many 5ths as we can get. We'll probably build just the sickest roster of all time.
That's crazy value. If we can get all those 5th round picks, the league better watch out.
I wonder how much. I wonder what that valuation is of like a 13th overall, and how many 5th round picks that could translate to. Where's that? Where's the board? Where's the board with the point? I need the
point system.
Yeah,
I think the NFL would be on to us though. They're like, we can't give you that many 5th round picks. We know what you guys are going to do with that.
I need Jimmy Johnson to give me some math here on how many 5ths you can pull off for a first.
That'd be insane. That's one of the questions that I saw in the chat earlier that they're asking you about, like, what do you guys want to do with the 13th overall pick? Obviously, we don't know who's available at that point, but yeah, trade back, trade up, stay put. What do you guys think?
Those are the options. Peo?
Those are.
I've bought in. Team trade back, get more picks. Right. As Sheriff Joe says, 1st round picks are for suckers. I really just think my bigger concern would be if the Rams took a 1st round pick, are they going to make this roster? Like, obviously, if it's a generational talented player there at 13 that drops, okay, cool. But like, there's just not a lot of holes. And I'd rather not spend a 1st round pick on a player for this season that you're trying to develop. Right. I'd rather trade back, accumulate, players that you're going to develop later on in the draft. And hopefully you get multiple 1st round picks in next year's draft so that when the day comes and it is time to draft, a quarterback, if the Rams are into that, you're prepared to do it. Or, maybe as some Ram fans will say, they're just getting ready to trade for Joe Burrow. So
that's, yeah, I am. You know what, man? I'm so torn on this, and for so many reasons. And it's because free agency just started today, a couple hours ago, like 5 hours ago. So there's that part of it that I'm like, well, hold on, let's just see what happens. But I would say that I don't think it's necessarily necessary, to say that ridiculously, that we do trade back to try to add as many picks as we can, because we don't have any needs right now, any glaring needs right now. We can certainly use some depth. Every team can use depth, and it's always awesome to be able to use somebody or to kind of be able to develop somebody where you don't have to use them right away. We've done that a lot of times with plenty of players. It's in fact fairly rare that we play rookies, and it's those situations where it's like, well, yeah, obviously you're playing Puka. It's like, if you're keeping him on the bench, you're being ridiculous. So it's kind of funny that you mentioned that of like, what if we take somebody at 13, they don't make the roster? It's like, that's crazy. But it's also, it doesn't feel impossible. It just, I would be surprised at that, but I just think that if the way that I see this team, especially since Les and Sean have taken over the draft stuff, is they typically tend to fall in love with somebody in the draft. If that player happens to be further up than you think you can get at 13, I say move up. I'm in that boat. If there's a player that you absolutely have fallen in love with. But at the same time, they kind of did that last year. There was a player that they really liked, didn't get because they got drafted earlier. And then the Rams also really wanted Terrence Ferguson, knew that they could get him if they backed out. And it worked. So there's also that part of it. If you like a guy that you think is going to, go into the 20s or something like that, fall back. You're good. You know what I mean? And then try to recoup. And I know some people are talking about it in the chat here of like, the Rams pulled off another 1st round pick from last year's trade, which is the pick that we still have. This is basically a freebie pick. Do whatever you want with it. They probably shouldn't have gotten it in the first place. That was an overpay by Atlanta last year. So do whatever you want to. You're playing with house money with the 13th pick in the draft, I think. So I say just do whatever you want. If you love a player, go get them. whether that means trade up, trade back, or whatever. But if the Rams could parlay this pick into another first round next year, when we do think that we could be looking for a quarterback, I think that would be absolutely massive, and that's my vote if I get one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all that, and all the options that he listed feels very open because we've seen the Rams do all of those. But there's been one thing that continues to happen year after year with the Rams is it feels like they're always trying to trade up for somebody in the first round or get into the first round. Like they really like Brock Bowers. They try to get him. They really like Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland. They made an effort to get him. And we know McMillan last year, they really liked him. They tried to trade up, get him. Even Byron Murphy on the Seahawks, the year that we got Jared Verse, they really liked him. They tried to trade up. They couldn't get anything there. And so this front office is very aggressive. We've seen that. But there's also times, like, I think it comes back to what you were saying, Joe, of like, if there's a guy that they like, they're going to do anything that they can to go and get that player. But if there's nobody that's like screaming, like, pick me that they really like, I'd not be surprised to see them trade back at all. Just because, like, we keep talking about the quarterback next year that maybe the Rams would be taking, putting themselves in position to take. I kind of look at it as like, there's a lot of contracts coming up that we're going to have to pay. And guys are going to be pretty expensive. We're going to lose guys. So having that extra first round pick next year would help in terms of that, to help relieve that blow a little bit, to have the extra pick there too. So that feels really real to me. But there's also a part of me that's like, with how complete this Rams roster is and how much they're trying to go all in on this season in particular, I wouldn't be surprised if they traded like 5 picks in this year's draft just to move up 4 spots to get their guy, because the roster is so complete. And obviously, that may hurt you a little bit in years to come, but that's kind of the way the Rams are operating right now. It's like they're putting everything in right now. So that would not surprise me one bit either.
What's crazy too is if you look at the upcoming cap numbers for like 27, 28, 29 for the Rams, those books are squeaky clean, man.
Yeah.
So the Rams have some play here too, which is crazy because we are all talking about the Rams being in this situation where they're like going all in this year, probably only have Stafford for like 1 more year. Adam said he's retiring when Matthew does. So like we could see, but it's like, yeah, but we also have the firepower to rebuild that back up in an off season. And that's what I'm most excited for, to see Sean McVay hit a situation where Devontae leaves, Matthew leaves, and maybe some other guys leave. And then, just make some moves in an offseason and then go to the playoffs again with a new quarterback. And that's what, that fires me up, dude. That keeps me going,
Be cool to see the way the Rams approach that too. Go ahead, Bill.
No, I'll just add. I was saying this on another stream. It's really cool to have a front office that can make difficult decisions in order to have an opportunity to build a roster like this, right? Like you think back to moving off of Cooper Kupp, moving off of Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner, right? Dealing with the Aaron Donald retirement and how that affected the cap, right? They were able to make some strategic decisions yesterday in order to have the opportunity to build a roster like this for this season specifically. And I definitely tip my hat to Les Snead in the front office to make a roster the way that this is, because you look at some of the other NFL rosters and the way they build their teams, and you're like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, hashtag Jets.
Yeah. Dude, literally, they like it's crazy to go full circle with Geno. That's nuts.
Yeah.
You also missed his good years. He was good for like 2 years. You missed him.
Yeah. I do appreciate with what Pale is saying though about that, with being able to trust this organization to do the right thing. Like there's no organization that I trust more, and that's obviously a little bit of bias because I'm a Rams fan, but it is cool because like I almost like you have it in the back of your head, but you almost forget when the Rams get into a position like this where they're going and they're fixing their biggest need. They're trading away picks. They're using all this money. I had almost forgotten, but Peo reminded me on his stream a couple of days ago that like the Rams wouldn't have been able to do this had they been like, let's just keep Ramsey, let's keep Floyd, let's keep Wagner, let's just try to milk this out and probably still not win a Super Bowl, but milk it out. They would have set themselves back. But that decision at the time, while it hurt, and really it was only 1 year of being down, even with the injuries and all that, which is not bad at all. But it did hurt to lose all those players. It's like now you're seeing the fruits of that, to be like, wow, we're still in a good position. We have a crazy good roster that barely has any holes, and we're able to make these aggressive moves and push for it, because back in 2022, when that one wrapped up, we were okay with making those tough decisions. And you don't see a lot of organizations do that. So
Well, to kind of piggyback on what David's saying here is the number one GM head coaching duo in the league, but I would also include Tony Pastores into that conversation.
Oh yeah,
I'm pounding the drum for Tony. All right, it's about
he
time
doesn't
he
get
gets
enough
some love.
credit.
All right, because he's definitely part of this, and I feel like he's going under the radar, and he has for many years. So Tony, we see you, man, and we're big
We
fans.
do.
Okay, and also Kevin Demoff as well. I think that all these guys are willing to make those hard decisions. And sometimes they're unpopular with the fan base. Sometimes and whether that's logos, uniforms, roster moves, whatever it happens to be, it's not always super popular with the fan base. But they're like, dude, I don't care. We're one of the best teams in the NFL. Be mad about it. That's even our own fans. It's like, be mad about it, man. We're in the playoffs every year. What do you like?
Yeah.
Do you remember what we came from? Like,
Seriously,
this is way cooler, guys. It's way cooler. Like,
way cooler. We still got to get the shirts. I survived the 2009 Rams.
yes, that needs to be a thing. We got to get that together. But yeah, it's like I just was thinking about it now. Like, obviously, there's always something that the Rams fan base tries to find something to get divided about, get mad about, pick a side about, and we've seen a lot of different kinds of stories. But the funny thing that just hit me now is like, it's funny how much our fan base talks about the uniforms, how much they like it or how much they don't like it, and the divide there. That has been a theme like since the rebrand. And the fact that that gets talked about so much, I think tells you about where the Rams have been as a team, because nobody's talking about like the Rams make terrible decisions at wide receiver. They don't know how to build a team here. It's like everybody just talks about the uniforms in the rebrand because it feels like we actually do a good job building a team and running the team. It's like, while it's annoying that people find things to talk about like that to just try to get mad about, it's like it's nothing to do with the way that we build the team. And that's pretty crazy.
That's actually so funny, dude. It's like we make all these crazy decisions on the roster, and people are still like, "No, I don't think the logo's very cool, though."
I know.
It's like, all right,
you should tweak it here.
So be it. So be it. I'll take that as the complaint. That's fine, as long as we're not still rocking with, trying to decide we're gonna start Sean Hill or Austin Davis. It's like this is way cool. All right, just name. That's
the Austin Davis era.
I was excited about him at the time, but it obviously didn't go.
I was ready to buy a jersey, dude. I was ready to buy an Austin Davis jersey. I actually know one guy. What is his name? Brian. GCMP jerseys was the random company made up name that he did. We were doing giveaways and stuff like that. That was a long time. That's like season 1, Ranch. That's crazy, man. That's fun. But yeah, it was I was telling, he was like, what jersey you need? And I was like, Austin Davis. He was like, you think it's gonna hit? He's gonna hit. And now I kind of wish I had it, because that would be the coolest thing in my closet right now.
It would be a limited edition.
Anyone who remembers the moment you had the most optimism of Austin Davis's career, it was when he spun around and then delivered a dart touchdown pass, and everyone was like, new quarterback. Whoa.
The way he got fired up for that, I was like, oh, he's a Hall of Famer. I was like,
sign him to a max contract now.
That's so funny, dude.
Do you guys remember the Mike Sims Walker signing?
Classic.
Trey Mason. Yeah.
I got something for you. I can't hear you.
Mike Sims Walker. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, these are some throwback names. They're coming.
Mario Alexander, who would have been an amazing wide receiver if he stayed healthy.
Yeah. That was sad because there was so much promise with him. There was hype building around him. And then
Brian Quick. Oh,
that one's classic. And then Kenny Britt too. I don't know why I really like Kenny Britt. That was classic. Yeah, Trey Mason. He was a really fun one too. One of those classic. I think a lot of people forget about him, but Rams fans, I think they appreciate Trey Mason, even though we've had a crazy good running back history.
I guess I lost my Trey Mason jersey. What?
No.
I don't know what happened. I don't know where it is.
So sad.
That is super sad. It's got to be somewhere around here. It's probably, you know what? It may be boxed up. I'll say this. With how much stuff is, you can't even see most of the stuff that's on my walls from this angle, but the amount of stuff that is boxed up in closets because I don't physically have the room to display it kind of breaks my heart.
It's so sad.
Yeah, man.
Anyway. Shout out Tuna in the chat.
What's that?
Tuna in the chat.
Tuna. So he is around. He does exist. Yeah, that reminds me too. No curse words so far in this episode, Tuna.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're gonna be trying to fill in for Tuna in that way. Hopefully, you don't mind.
That's funny. I thought it was pretty cool pulling out a Trey Mason jersey. I got others, but I don't know. I got a Michael Sam in there. That's cool.
That one's really cool.
Tavon Austin. Yeah. Thanks,
Tuna
Tuna.
took care of it in the chat.
Tuna took care of it.
I was gonna say, I guess the show wouldn't be what it is without Tuna swearing.
That's a good point. Do you guys? What would you say? It could be maybe jersey. But what is like the most random piece of Rams gear that you have?
I'm moving currently, so some of it's packed up. I do have someone, a Cleveland Browns fan, sent me a towel from when the Rams and Browns played, and it's the one piece like anime Ram towel. Yeah, Joe, you probably have it. But that would probably be my most random Rams gear that I have, just because it was like a subscriber of the channel who's a Browns fan, and he's like, I have no use for this, Peo. It's all yours. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. That's cool. Dude. Where'd you get that?
My sister gave this to me for Christmas one year. But the reason I don't have it hooked up is because my keyboard that I do use, I can connect it to all of my devices and just switch them by clicking one button, and this doesn't do that. So that's why it's just back here. But that's a random one for sure. Keyboard. I'm trying to think, man. Probably my Michael Sam jersey though is probably what I would put that up as my my most.
He didn't even make the roster, did he?
He did sack Johnny Manziel in the preseason though, and I thought the internet was going to explode. So
there you go. Yeah,
it should have, but I would say for me, it is hard to pick. That one subscriber that sent the Kurt Warnerman, as you called it, Sheriff Joe Bags. That's kind of random, but even more random. There's a Clubhouse Junior magazine from when I was a kid that I got, and I didn't even know this would be in here, but there was a Sam Bradford picture, and there was a whole story written about Sam Bradford when he got drafted to the Rams, but it was by like a 13-year-old kid because it was like a kid's magazine, and it was a feature on Sam Bradford. So that's pretty random from like over a decade ago at this point.
Remember these from a Happy Meal or whatever?
Oh my gosh. That is pretty random.
The ball comes off, but yeah, that's a Rams guy. He's pretty cool. Yeah, that's so funny, dude. All right. That's I'm gonna have to think about that. I also do I have been asked a few times. People have asked me to go through my stuff. I did that on one stream before where I was like going through my items and stuff, because a lot of these have stories to them. Like this towel that I can't pull out right now because it's under some stuff. You can see the edge of it right here. Yeah. That's the all yellow towel from the Color Rush game against the Buccaneers, the final game that the Rams played in St. Louis. The final two games of that season were on the road. So that was the final game in St. Louis for the Rams. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I remember that so vividly because, like, as I've told you guys so many times, like, I just didn't have much access to actually watching Rams games most of the times because they just weren't on TV. But that was Thursday Night Football, Rams Bucks. It was on TV. I asked if I could stay up late to watch it, and I could. And I was so excited. But then I still remember, like, in my head, somebody holding up a sign that says, like, don't move to Los Angeles or something like that. That picture is, like, still in my head for some reason. But that was a fun game. They almost came back and beat us because we were doing some good stuff in the first half, and then it got a little scary, but ended up getting the win.
Yeah, it's Edwin, that jersey's not signed. It's just the jersey that Greg Zorline wore during media day leading into the Super Bowl. Not signed, unfortunately. Yeah. That's
it's still really cool though.
Dude, that's so funny. That's a good one. Yeah, it is a good one.
I'm curious. I'm curious, what do you guys, and also chat, would love to know your thoughts on this as well. So we're all excited. Oh, Mark, very nice.
I had to, obviously. Right?
Great shout out there.
That's the president.
Yes. So looking forward to this offseason. We're still hype about the McDuffie trade, signing Watson. Our secondary might not suck. Like, that's really cool. But looking forward to this offseason, what are you most looking forward to coming up? Is it the draft? Is it training camp? Are the Rams going back to Maui camp? Like jerseys?
They probably do that, right? I'm sure.
You know,
They say they said that went so well and they loved it. Corey Harkey, dude, what a pull. I am seeing these come in, by the way. That's a good one. Yeah, that's I imagine so. They did kind of mention a lot of the players mentioned that doing a remote like kind of college style almost kind of training camp and going out like that was really big. So I would imagine they would do that again, something similar. And I imagine, well, I don't know if they're going to treat Australia the way they treat the UK, or if they're going to treat it the way that they did with just playing 2 games on the East Coast, which is crazy that we treat those so different. But that's cool. But to answer your question, as far as what I'm most excited for, definitely preseason, because I feel like we know our starters pretty well. We're not even getting that much of a shakeup, but I am really interested to see some of the depth that the Rams gather, because we don't have a full roster right now. So there is that part, but I'm excited to see the depth of the roster come preseason, because we don't play our starters anyway. So we'll get a good look at all those guys.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the draft probably by default right now is what I'm most looking forward to, because it's coming up and you just don't know what the Rams are going to do. Whatever it is, I think it's going to be exciting, whatever they end up doing. But honestly, that's where my mind goes to, because that's where, unless we trade away every single draft pick this year and just don't use a single one, you're at least guaranteed to get new Rams. It's always fun to be able to get new Rams and learn about, their careers, who they are as players. So probably the draft by default for me.
I think for me, I'm excited for when Puka Nakua's extension drops. Just because drafted in the 5th round, he hasn't got his big payday like a 1st-round draft pick, right? And excited for him to get that generational, money. And yeah, I'm excited to see how long is it going to be? Is it how does it compare to a Jamar Chase contract or something? Because it's really well earned, right? He's on a historic rate for the start of his career. And, I think Puka is going to be one of those players that we enjoy seeing him mature. And, I know he's got his off the field stuff that people like to freak out about, and who he's dating, which again, I will never make a video about ever. And I'm excited for Puka and what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. The draft is going to be an interesting one this year, because it's always exciting to get new blood in, and you kind of get to learn these guys. And that's when I do my draft research, is after we draft guys. Then I go back and then just look at 7 players instead of 400, and then hope it's fine. So, I don't get a lot of pre-draft hype, but I do get I do love the draft. It's just a very exciting time. I don't care to know all of them beforehand. So, but yeah, I am excited to see where they attack, how the plan is, you know what I mean? And then Edwin brought it up of the draft content that the Rams put out is so much fun, just because of their locations and the whole atmosphere. It's like the Rams do things unlike any other team, and we already know that in so many different aspects. But when it comes to bringing in rookies, very much the opposite approach of most teams. As I don't even remember the last time the Rams went to the combine. People are making fun of Aaron Glenn sleeping at the combine. It's like, dude, why is he even there? Get out of there. Go home. What are you doing? And then the Rams also with the draft stuff. I mean, who does anything like that, like the Rams do for the draft house stuff? That is so sick. Dude, it's top tier. I absolutely love that. I'm curious to see where they go this time.
Yeah. Very excited to see the direction that they end up going there. But yeah, we know that the Rams are going to make it fun either way, whether it's draft house or just whoever they pick and all of that. So definitely excited for that.
I love that the draft house, do they just book it on an Airbnb and does the host?
You can.
Yeah.
So if you're an Airbnb host and you're the LA Rams want to rent my house for a couple days, okay, sweet, right? Best booking ever.
That's so funny. Yeah, you're like, who's Kevin Demoff? Why is he in his house for so long? And why is he trying to change the internet and the wattage that my house pushes?
That's so funny.
I imagine you have to do some upgrades, right? But yeah, you can actually. Yeah. Who was it? Was it one of you that shared that?
I think Peo did. Yeah.
with the you can just rent the Rams draft house on that's so dope, dude. And I try to go to LA all the time. We need to do this, man. It's super expensive though.
Yeah.
It was like I think it was like $3,500 a night.
Yeah.
For
Oh wow.
So if us three and 400 of our closest friends want to
yeah. Seriously. It doesn't matter that it would be crampy in the house. As long as it's cheaper, we're good.
It's so much fun, man. So much fun. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, that's a good point. Actually, Moody says it's odds are the Airbnb is owned by a corporation.
Oh, that's a good point.
Way to kill the mood, Moody. Cool. You were trying to be excited. Anyway.
Yeah. But Basher, though, he said, bro, Trent McDuffie flipped from one of my favorite teams to my other favorite team.
Yeah, well,
I can't imagine that position because
live your best
he's
life.
just going there. Yeah. What do you got? I'm still so curious about this because, like, Rams traded a lot for him and they signed him to an extension before he's even played for the Rams yet. So they clearly have like a plan in mind and they know what they want to do. I'm still curious because he's played like on outside corner a lot more the last 2 years, and they put like the Chiefs have put him outside more. But he's played his best football, in my opinion, in the slot, and that's where he's really done his best. So do you think that the Rams are going to just be moving him around from outside to the slot? Do you think that he just plays outside or just the slot? Because like obviously Quentin Lake, he's been the guy that's been the real slot guy for the Rams. But do they change that? Like, I'm curious to get your thoughts on that.
What do you think, Peo?
I to be honest, I'm having a hard time picturing what this defense is going to look like until after the draft. I do think that there's going to be more of an emphasis on using McDuffie and Watson. I mean, if you're going to trade and pay all this money for them anyway, you might as well use them, right? So it'll be interesting. I definitely think the Rams will play a lot more man coverage than what they have been playing. But yeah, what about you, Joe?
Yeah, I certainly think that we see more man. I also just like the way that our corners are set up right now. I just feel like there's going to be one of those situations where as an offense, that adds an extra step to what you're going to be evaluating, I think, when you come up to the line. And I think that it's just going to be another one of those like, okay, where's McDuffie? Where's Lake? Where's Verse? Where, it's going to be one of those where you have to spot everybody and kind of see how it works out for the play that you have. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, no matter what the situation is, McDuffie, you're on their one. I'm sure in some games when we feel like McDuffie is a really good matchup against some player on another team, it's like, yeah, just that's your guy, because we saw that with Ramsey a few times where it was like, you're on Mike Evans, dude, today. That's it. That's your job is Mike Evans. Don't do anything else. If you see Mike Evans, if you see 13 on field, you cover that guy. So I don't know if we'll see that a ton. But I do like the versatility that he does bring in being able to play in all those places. Cause that also sucks when you have a guy that like, it's like, oh, he's a slot guy. And like they shift around their formation real quick, and now he's playing outside and you're like a little nervous about it. That kind of sucks. People used to do that to us a lot. They would realign, and then we'd have Michael Hoyt against a wide receiver like Devontae Adams when we played the Packers at one time, and I still have not forgiven him for that. Okay, so
I'm very curious about that, just because it's like I know that McDuffie isn't just a slot corner, and it would be crazy if the Rams paid him that much just to be a slot corner, because like typically those aren't valued as high. But like I know that's where he does his best, and the Chiefs actually used him a lot in blitzing and pressures, and he did that super well. I think he's blitzed more than any other corner like in the last few years, and obviously it's easier to do that from the slot position. So my view of it is like they're going to be moving him around from slot to outside and all of that. I don't see him shadowing a receiver like you were talking about, Joe, as much of just like following the number one guy. But he's also had games where he's gone one-on-one with Jamar Chase for the whole game and just matched up, and he did really well. So is it like if we play the Seahawks, do we see that on JSN? Or is it just like I'm just curious to see how it looks. But what I'm really excited about is just to be able to see more man coverage and more press coverage and not be nervous about it. Because like every Rams fan talked about like we need to run man more. Like last year, they were tired of the off zone kind of thing, like that's talked about there, and that makes sense. But like, anytime we tried to do that press man coverage, we got burnt on it. And I think about that Carolina game, the first one, it was like, okay, we tried to press, we tried to do it, and then we realized like we didn't have the guys to do it. But I do think bringing in both Watson and McDuffie, who are more of those man coverage guys, who are more physical, tells me that the Rams are going to be leaning into that more. And that's really exciting, especially if you can get a good jam at the line with the pass rushers we have. Like just that extra little second or half a second, that does wonders for a pass rush.
Well, I think the tackling ability too, adding in like Juno Trooper's talking about here, and then adding that in with a Cam Curl, who's an absolute tackle machine.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that the yak is not a thing against this Rams defense. If you do catch the ball, you're going nowhere.
Yeah, I love that, especially like when you think about some of the players in our division that we have to play against. I mean, like there's a lot more receivers that are getting better at yards after catch, but even running backs to come up and play the run, having good tackling corners helps a lot rather than guys that just jump at the feet of the players. And like, so that's going to help a lot for sure. I'm just curious to see, because I think that is one of the biggest reasons why the Rams brought in McDuffie is because he is so versatile and you can put him in, like he can literally do everything for your defense. And it feels like those are the kinds of players that the Rams like, is like, okay, today you're going to be doing a little bit more of this, but next week you're going to be in this role. And that's kind of what we saw in the defense. So just like with the way that they use Quentin Lake, it's like he can just kind of do anything. And that helps you with your creativity. So excited to see how those two additions look and how they work out. It's crazy how much the Rams odds went up for being like the favorite to win the Super Bowl after just making these two moves at corner.
Favorites to win the Super Bowl, but behind Seattle to win the NFC, and that makes no sense to me.
I don't understand that. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
they expect us to win it as a wild card.
Yeah, they don't think we're going to win the division or the conference, but they think we're going to win the Super Bowl. So
anyway. I see that comment by Edwin, and I was actually about to ask that. Expectations for this Rams D-line next season, and specifically Jared Verse. Do you think it's his big year where he takes that next step and people are like, oh, Jared Verse is a defensive player of the year?
I think so. I think he's in a spot to take a leap. Athletically, he's just too insane to not get better. Yeah, I don't know. You get those little things like the Micah Parsons comment where he says it's like, who are so like edge rushers who are underrated and like they've got all the skills, but the stats aren't following yet. And he mentioned Jared versus one of them. Adafe Owe was another. I don't remember the third, but yeah, it's like stuff like that. I mean, people know that he is absolutely insane, and that's also why last year, like if you watch those games, I mean, especially early season, a lot of those offensive lines were shifting to his side, and I think I don't want to say that's why BY was getting home, because he's a very talented player as well, but it definitely didn't hurt that everybody's eyes as soon as the ball was snapped was looking at number 8, while 0 was able to kind of unload. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I feel like, I mean, obviously this isn't his contract year, but this kind of feels like the year of like, okay, like, are you what we thought in that first year, or are you more like what we saw last year? And that's going to be a big question, especially with coverage improving. What does get me excited is when he was on the Pivot podcast, he talked about this offseason is going to be his first offseason working with Max Crosby and Micah Parsons, and how he hadn't done that in years past. And I was excited because he was like, I never really thought about doing that, but like I got in contact with them. And so he's going to be working with them as pass rushers. And I think that alone is going to help him so much, because obviously like he knows AD, he did the workout with AD, he called the police, or he was threatening to call the police. We know that whole story, but to actually have that time dedicated to work on your craft with the best pass rushers in the league, I think that's going to do wonders for him as well. This is really going to show, like, I think he talked about a lot last year, how much he had to get used to getting chipped and getting that extra help and like learning how to work through that. So having that whole year under his belt of learning that and understanding that that's probably what's going to continue to happen, along with working with guys like Micah Parsons and Max Crosby at their summit thing that they're going to be doing. I think that's just going to bode well for him. So
he needs that veteran in his life to be like, hey man, maybe Pilates isn't something to make fun of, and maybe you'll make a football player.
Yeah.
He needs that, man. So
yeah.
All right, Peo. I believe you've prepared something. It's long. Go ahead, Peo.
There was clearly a miscommunication, but like if you want to pivot, like, all right, damn it.
That's my favorite song. I showed that to all my coworkers the other day. They have to. It was as cool as I did.
I do have a bit of a game to play with you two and the chat if you guys are up for that. So I have two little games here, and the first one we're going to start off. It's simple. It's going to be a ranking. Let me share my screen because sharing is caring. All that.
While you do that, will you tell me what your favorite line is from the Ram It song? Mine is with shades on, I could catch a BB in the dark.
That one is top tier.
That's phenomenal, dude.
It's so good.
It's tough to beat that.
I had to pause it. I was like, oh my God.
Bars. They're ahead of their time.
That's funny. Oh man.
Anyway.
I will say, like, the funny thing is, I was talking to my dad about this last year. I was just like, you've heard the song Ram It, right? Because I assumed that he did based on how popular it was. He was like, no, I haven't heard of that before. And I showed him, and he was like, this is just like stupid or whatever. And he's like, let me show you a real song. And it was a Super Bowl shuffle by the Bears. I was like, it's like the same thing. Like, why is that? Why are they different from each other?
That was just that era to do stuff like that, right?
It's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's my favorite song. I used to play it on Ram Showcase every episode.
Oh,
It's
nice.
classic.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I've been doing this in the background to kind of make it look a little somewhat more professional, I guess. So I'm going to play a game of rank these Rams running backs without knowing who comes next.
Oh, nice.
We'll go 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the not best. And yeah, we'll go from there. And so you have to decide, where are you going to rank them without knowing who comes next. And we're going to see if we make you look a little silly on the internet. So you guys ready for this?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay. The first one is Steven Jackson. Where are you going to start with Steven?
I was going to say, do Joe and I collaborate on this? And then...
No. You guys can decide to be different.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just feel like we're gonna get like a Kenneth Darby in here, and I'm gonna.
I know that's the thing, you don't know.
Yeah. Give me. You know what? I'm gonna play safe. I'm gonna go 3.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
There's so many good players, man.
I'm debating between 3 and 2, but it's scary because there's so many good options. But he could also just have a bunch of players after that.
There's a lot of people you can put at 1, and no one can argue with you. We've got like 5 different running backs you can say are the best, and no one's allowed to argue with you. So it's fine.
Gosh, I'm going between 3 and 2, but I'm gonna go 3-2 also just to play it safe.
Okay. Cool,
I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, me too.
All right, next, Kyren Williams. I see USA put him at 4. Ray put him at 1 in terms of Jackson. Yeah. But Kyren Williams, where are you putting him on this list?
See, Joe, I'm so worried that it's like after Kyren Williams, it's all going to be like practice squad guys next or something. So it's
like Chase Reynolds and like stuff like that. Like
that's why it's fun though.
No disrespect intended.
Yeah. Or like
some loser. I was kidding.
I'm thinking I'm going to say 4 Peo for mine for Kyren, but I'm also worried because he could just pull out all the legendary ones now. And it's like, what if there's a legend behind Kyren?
That's the thing. I'm gonna go 5. And I'm playing risky here.
Oh, this is scary.
It is scary. I'm going 5 though.
Okay. One of us has to be close, right? Like if we deviate a little bit, one of us is going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Canvas being weird.
Okay.
Next.
Oh no.
Ronnie Rivers.
Yes.
Hey,
5.
Come on, man. I'm not.
You're putting him at 5 Ribs?
Yeah.
You were a little too quick on that, okay? Mr. Ribbuzz is pretty awesome.
Are we putting him above Steven Jackson, though?
No. All right, give me 4. I'm going to put Ronnie Rivers ahead of Kyren, I guess.
Okay.
Mr. Ribbuzz.
Okay. All right, let's see. How the chat doing okay? Yeah, they're
a bunch of fat ass coming in. Rude.
Okay. Marshall Falk.
Give me one. That was the reason
I
I'm
was
a
gonna
Rams
say.
fan. Give me one.
I'm going to go 1 as well.
Marshall. Falk.
Okay, that's
Such
fair.
a cool running back.
Is why I'm a Rams fan, man.
Same, yeah. You guys probably knew
both
I
of
had
you?
Marshall Falk on here at some point, subconsciously.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I didn't realize both of you, that's the reason that you guys were Rams fans. Marshall
No.
Falk, that's crazy.
Okay,
Got a couple
so
of twos in here for Falk.
the last one, which I guess you guys are both putting at 2, is Malcolm Brown.
No,
I had a feeling.
first touchdown in SoFi Stadium history.
Yeah,
Malcolm Brown. Let's go.
Let's
go with it.
Mally Cat. That's this week.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
That's
so
not-
these are your lists.
That's funny.
It's the, like, I'm always like, I'm not going to get it right, but if I can get it where it doesn't look crazy bad, I mean, having
Yeah.
him above Steven Jackson is kind of crazy, but
Realistically, this is Falk, Jackson, Kyron. I'd say
Malcolm.
Ronnie. Yeah.
Brown, then Ronnie.
Yeah.
So
Realistically, yeah.
yeah, more or less, you guys like Sheriff Joe disrespecting Kyron. Come on.
That is so funny. That's gonna look so bad if you get that out of context of like this is what your Joe Baxton says. Like, the best 5 Rams running backs of all time. Like,
Sheriff Joeback's just trying to get clicks.
like he's ignoring so
confused.
many people. What are you talking about?
Not terrible though.
No, you guys are pretty good. You're pretty good. All right, my next one. I'm pretty proud of this next game. All right, you guys ready for something
Right.
a little different?
Yeah.
Okay, and so chat. I hope you're enjoying this too. Appreciate all of you. Feel free to
Nathan's
like.
not. He is not.
What?
Nathan's having a bad time in the chat.
Yeah,
Oh no.
fair enough. Nathan.
He's like, this
Okay.
is dumb. Whatever.
So we'll close that down here.
Oh, Benny
okay.
Cunningham. I like
So you have to select former Rams, either players or coaches, one without knowing who comes next, for either a 1-hour interview, a 3-minute talk on the street, a 3-hour deep dive interview, 1 day in LA, hanging out together like all day, or
Nice.
spend a week-long cruise with them. All right.
Dude, this is like Fan Queso's the live edition. It's like
100%. No, 100%. I've definitely given you something similar to this on Fans Quesos. And when I knew we were going to do this tonight, I was like, okay, I'm doing something like this. So yeah.
that's really funny.
The thing is,
Okay.
Sheriff Joe Bags is more. He's more ready for this because you've asked him this question, so he's
True.
prepared.
Getting
Except this is
years.
blind ranking though. This is gonna be different. I'm just
It's like
saying.
my 8th rodeo. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's true. This is a blind ranking. And again, these are all former Rams. Okay. So not current. Okay. So first one, Ernest Jones.
Give me the 3-minute talk on the street.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm going
Actually,
with the least amount of time possible.
because he does not like the Rams.
He hates us. I don't want to have a conversation with him early. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
He'd probably
Should've
be
guessed.
talking about how lame the Rams are, and it's like
kinda-
let's just
he's
keep this
kinda-
as shit.
Is it if I can speak freely, kind of
Yeah.
a butt now.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
Very true.
Okay.
He does
let's-
make the rivalry a lot better. I will say that.
that's true.
I'm going to point out Nathan thinks a 1-hour interview. He's doing 1-hour interview there, and then Edwin doesn't want to be yelled at.
I would be my question would be like, yeah, what's your first question? And I would be just like Kelly from The Office and be like, yeah, first question, how dare you?
Yeah.
So funny.
That's fair.
Valid though.
All right, Nathan, shout out if you have questions for Jones about McVay. Okay, that's cool. I respect that. All right.
Private
All right.
conversation would be an interesting one with Ernest.
That would be.
Yeah.
He's onto something here.
Okay. All right. Well, you're both of you 3-minute talk off the board. Next, Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, 3-hour deep dive.
Okay, really? That's fun. That's okay.
You know what? For this one, man, give me the day in LA.
Yeah.
Dude, just hanging out with Jalen in LA all day. That'd be awesome.
That would be
man.
pretty fun.
That would
be
be
really
awesome. Yeah, we'd go probably get some donuts and stuff like that. Probably go get some, I don't know. He probably knows all the best food spots, so I'd go there.
Yeah.
You take
gonna
that
say-
Y out of his name.
Yeah.
You show some respect, Peo. Come on.
Just because he's not a Ram doesn't mean you have to do that.
Wait, sorry,
Wait,
what?
It's not Jay.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
Come
no.
on,
No, you're
Peo. I remember my first day.
Part
I have-
of my Canadian blame
yeah.
blame the Canadian education system.
That's fair, actually.
I wonder if you did it one day in LA with Jalen Ramsey, if you could somehow get access back to SoFi Stadium and walk the stadium with him, because that makes it even more.
That'd be
enticing.
awesome. I did answer Puka for I think there was some kind of stadium tour question with that sometime. Peo might
Yeah.
remember better. I don't know.
Something like that.
Puka would be fun to do anything with, to be
Keep
fair.
straight up, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I see Nathan's picking a cruise with Jalen Ramsey. Edwin's going the day in LA.
Dude, join me on my day in LA with Jalen. Edwin, we'll go have killer time.
So fun.
Okay. You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Cooper Cup.
This one I would do the 3-hour deep dive. I
Yeah.
have so many football questions for Cooper and so many questions about the 21 playoff run.
Yep.
That I would need as much time as possible.
That's a good word. I'm deciding between 1 hour interview and day in LA. I feel like I don't know if Cooper would be like a really fun person to hang out with for a whole day, or I think I think it'd almost be like an interview. I'd probably just be asking him questions the whole day anyway.
If you want LA, that's the thing. Would he even want to hang out in LA?
That's true. Well, I mean, he's training there right now, so I guess
Fair, yeah,
he's already there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go 1 hour interview.
Okay.
And I'd actually probably be asking him more questions. Like the 21 season was crazy, but more questions about like when he first got there, like what it's like being a teammate with Robert Woods and like things like that. Back to the like when we were just starting to get good again. But 1 hour interview with Cooper Cup, that'd be fun.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. All right, next one. Tavon Austin.
I cannot, in good conscience, trust you, Peo, in giving me a situation where I would go on a week-long cruise with whoever your fifth option is. Okay.
What?
So give me. You said Tavon, right?
Tavon Austin. Yeah.
Okay. Good. I thought in my brain that switched to Tutu.
No.
Tavon Austin. Give me Tavon. Tavon awesome. Swish. I'm balling. Tay awesome. Yeah, give me a week-long cruise with Tavon. That'd be so fun, dude.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. We'd show everybody his West Virginia highlights. I'd watch.
Yeah.
Hijack the cruise like big board on the deck. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell and back, dude. It's real.
Oh, all right. This one's tough because if I do one day in LA, he didn't have much time with like the LA Rams.
True.
So does he know the good spots to go to? That's a question. Maybe I could throw the football at SoFi Stadium with him. See if I can hit him a deep ball, something like that. 1 week cruise. I don't have as much of an attachment with Tavon to do 1 week cruise. In terms, like maybe there's a better player waiting there. That'd be awesome. So I'm going to go day in LA, even though he probably wouldn't have a ton of knowledge on it.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so Joe has 1 hour interview left, and Rams has a week-long cruise.
These are very different options.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, I'm curious. What's the chat saying?
Yeah,
3 hour deep dive, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got Austin. Yeah, Tavon.
Big returns on highlight loop. Okay.
I think that the 3 minutes with Tavon, that's just too quick, man. That would be like I would want to like hang. Yeah, I would want to hang out. I want to have like a real conversation, and I would also try to find a situation where I'm going to punt him a football and then try to tackle him, and then just so I could look stupid real quick.
Or just cover him. Try to cover us.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, just like man up, and then just gets absolutely smoked. I think that'd be so much fun.
But then they're probably just going to throw a flag anyway. So,
Yeah, that's true.
I had a video about Tavon. It was like, this is like how I am when there's a bee around me. And he's like, yeah.
It's so funny.
That was a long time ago. Anyway.
Okay. The final former Ram, Jeff Fisher.
I'm perfectly good with a 1 hour interview with one Jeffrey Fisher. All right. Yeah, that's absolutely fine with me. And I wouldn't even talk football with him. I would not even talk football with him. I would just ask him about Montana. And
Okay.
if it was a football related question, it would be like, what was like when you called the play for Tennessee in that Super Bowl, or like when that was the play call, like how much confidence did you have that Andre Dyson was going to score there? And then what was the emotions afterwards? And I'll just let him go, you know?
That's so funny. Just a little salt in the wound.
Just yeah. Ram says, "What are you doing
Yeah.
on a week-long cruise with Jeff Fisher?"
Yeah.
Honestly, probably more just talking about life than anything. Like
Yeah.
you'd run out of football things eventually. It's not terrible, but not what I would. If I had the choice between Austin and Fisher, maybe I would just talk about like maybe I would book the cruise so that it's on July 9th to start then. So it's 7-9 day.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what, man? It hurts my feelings so bad because July 9th is my birthday. And every year it just gets flooded. The social media just gets flooded with no happy birthdays to Sheriff Joe Bags, just a bunch of happy Jeff Fisher Day. And it's like, dang it, man.
That's brutal. I never knew that about you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my
So
birthday.
I'll invite you on the cruise. I'll actually switch it as your birthday gift. You can go on the cruise with Jeff Fisher.
Oh,
and then I can
thanks.
go on with Tavon Austin. Yeah.
Thanks.
How's that sound?
That's cool. Yeah, I'll spend the whole week long trying to avoid Jeff Fisher.
He's just like,
Oh my
Joe,
gosh.
we're gonna talk about football, right? It's like, actually, dude, I got like a parasailing.
Yeah, I got a
Thursday.
call. I got a call coming up. I have a meeting actually. Sorry. Gonna miss
Just
this one.
vlog like the entire cruise. You have Jeff Fisher chasing you around on a cruise ship, trying to talk to you.
You know what? Or I would ask him about that music video. Do you remember that? When he was he was like a sheriff in a music video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
Wow, I have not thought about that in years.
Yeah. That I don't even remember the band or anything like that. I'd have to do some research on that. And then there was a Netflix. It wasn't Jeff Fisher, but there was a Netflix movie that I took a picture of years ago. That the main character on the cover looked like Jeff Fisher, and it was like, what was he doing? It's like he's really falling apart, man. Like it's like, man, his life's been rough to Jeff Fisher after he got fired by the Rams.
Like doing movies.
This random Netflix movie.
I do remember seeing an interview with him last year, and he honestly just seems like a content grandpa now, living his life. So,
yeah,
great stash. I mean,
yeah,
as a fellow stash man, yeah, definitely respect there.
So I've sold you on the cruise. You could talk about your
you know what? I changed my answer.
There you go.
Remove all of the rest of them. Just Jeff Fisher for all of them. That's
yeah. But to be honest, I actually would, if I was doing this, I would put Jeff Fisher as my 3-hour deep dive because I just want to grill him. Be like, why? like how could you? Why did you think that a quarterback room with Sean Hill and Nick Foles was a good idea?
See, the thing too is that you could also ask him like, what was it about Todd Gurley that you just couldn't pass on, even though you had Zach Stacy and Trey Mason in the building? What was it about Aaron Donald that even though you had Brockers and stuff, and so, oh man, who else was on the roster at the time? I'm blanking, but it's like, yeah, what made you just pull the trigger on these guys? Tavon, Alec Ogletree, like these really good players for the Rams that just never really were on a.
Why were you so committed to Brian Schottenheimer as an OC?
Hashtag fire shoddy is like, I feel like that's still like, if I put in hashtag, my phone's like fire shoddy. It's like, it's still auto.
Even though it's a different phone, it's like it remembers.
It just feels my energy. That was so strong from back then that it was like, I know what you're trying to say. Fire shoddy, get him out of here. It was a good time.
I'm trying to remember too that, oh gosh, why is his name escaping my mind? I know you guys will remember in the preseason, really good receiver in the preseason under Jeff Fisher. But it was Nelson Spruce. I asked him about Nelson Spruce. Was it hard coming to the realization that you guys couldn't keep him and he wasn't actually as good as he looked in the preseason?
Spruce, man. Spruce also played. Spruce played for two of my favorite teams. Do you want to guess the other one? Hint: it's not an NFL team.
You say Texas A&M?
No, he went to Colorado actually.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yep, he was a Buffalo.
I did not know that.
He's from our neck of the woods, even though we're not close to Boulder. That's
No.
it's not like up the
But-
road from us or anything, but
If Tuna can say that you're in Denver, then you can say we're close to
it's a good
Buffalo,
point, actually. Yeah.
the Boulder.
Yeah.
They're not
That's-
remotely the same.
No, it was the San Diego Fleet from the AAF.
yes.
Okay, I want to
Yeah.
say this though. The AAF did something that I still tell. I'm literally talking about it right now. It is one of the coolest things I've ever experienced when it comes to football, which is that on the app you could watch a game live, but it was only the sky cam and there was no on-screen graphics and no commentary. And that was the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my life. I felt like I was there, man. Like that was the coolest thing of all time. I absolutely love it. It'd be like above the huddle, and then it would like kind of back up, and like it would show the play unfold, and then like there was no commercial, so it would just be like showing Nelson Spruce, like just like
Wow.
just chilling. It was awesome, dude. That was one of my favorite
That's
things.
so cool.
That is really cool.
We got to adopt that in the NFL.
That'd be awesome, dude. But yeah,
Not as like the only option, but like
it'd be like the Sky Cam brought to you by Pepsi, and it would just be like every
Yeah.
30 seconds. It'd be like, Pepsi is cold and stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, right? Cool.
it is. Yeah.
They have a
Yeah. So
graphic
sometimes isn't that my decision?
Yeah.
where when a touchdown is scored, they have a graphic that's just like Pepsi raining on the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Like like the Nickelodeon stuff. Or somebody scores and
Yeah.
just Pepsi. I don't know. We're giving them ideas. They're someone's taking notes right now. They're like, ooh,
They are.
actually,
It's actually Tuna. He's taking notes. He's going to implement this somehow.
Tuna's got all the connections to the
they're
Rams.
working magic. That's true,
It's
man. Tuna's
plugged
in line. Yeah, he's got the.
Wait,
he's connected
I love
in.
that we're broadcasting to his channel right now, and we're just,
And we're just talking about him like he's
Tuna's
like, yeah, like he's not around at all. Like he's, yeah. You guys should subscribe to Tuna's channel. It's like this is Tuna's channel.
Yeah.
Speaking of subscribing to channels, though, we've got 4 good ones for you to check out, which is, of course, the First and Tuna podcast. Plenty of killer content coming from Tuna, and all off season stuff like that. We're kind of ramping up right now too, so that's good news. Especially draft time, he does a bunch of good stuff like that. Especially the those streams that he does, where he does like the whole off season projection stuff. Crazy. So make sure you join on that. For myself, I am a Ram Showcase on YouTube and everywhere. Not necessarily that I'm just trying to like push us out of here, but a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's
you gotta like eat
subtle.
dinner and stuff.
You're in the room, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Ram Showcase on just about everything, and I'm so fired up for this this episode that I'm putting together right now. 10-year anniversary episode. Kickoff of season 11. That is this coming Sunday. We're going to do a premiere for the episode. I'm still trying to nail down the timing. We're going to do a premiere for the episode, then I'm going to do a live stream right after, kind of hang out. We did a live stream last year for 9 years, so we'll do that again this time around, have guests and stuff like that. So join me for that. It's going to be an awesome time. 10 years. I'm not over it, so we're just going to keep talking about it. Anyway.
It still blows my mind because it's
It's
like
a long time.
it does take a lot of work to do it. So doing it for 10 years, I mean, there's a lot of memories and things to come from it, but that's also a lot of work that you put into it. So
it's crazy, man. My niece is 12, and I'm like, I almost have a podcast as old as you. Don't give me that lip. Like, it's like
it's so funny.
I do have a cat older than you, so you better watch your mouth, man. Like, it's funny.
There's real authority here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Carl is I think a good 5 months older than my niece, so that's fun.
Oh,
Hey, I'll take anything there.
Ram says, what about you? You got anything coming out?
Yeah, more off-season content. I'm sure that there's going to be more signings that happen, whether they're big or small. The Rams are always active, so covering that kind of stuff. Looking to get into like some different kind of Rams content too that I haven't dabbled into before. So excited for that as well. But yeah, overall, just talking Rams, off-season, draft, all that kind of stuff coming up. So what about you, Bale?
I'm probably, unless some news happens or anything, and I'm on the road for the next like week and a half, so I'm moving a pretty dramatic distance. So this will unfortunately be the last time I'm streaming in this room. I might get one more video out before I move. We'll see how packing goes. But in general, probably once it gets closer to draft time, I'll amp up my my content.
Dude, what are you gonna like re-up on some soul walls at the new place or what?
Dude, so I don't even know where my new place is. Right now.
Sick.
Yeah. So I'm kind of taking a leap of faith for some stuff, and I'll be doing some couch crashing with family and friends. But then, yeah, definitely the new place. Finding a new Rams Peo Time Studios is top priority for sure.
Dude, I love that. That's gonna be exciting though, man. I'm excited. Yeah, I need the soul walls though, man. I feel like the bright yellow walls feels like something that I would have done at some
So,
point.
I'm
okay,
gonna say,
But it fits
So-
you so well now. I associate it with your show.
I appreciate it. Can I just? I'll share this here. I've never shared this with anyone. So I bought this house. I'm very thankful. I've gotten to fix it up. I've gotten to experience getting my hands dirty and making it good. The first thing I did when I moved into this house is I went to a recycling depot to get some paint for free because that's a way you can save money. And they had a can of this color paint. So I got this paint for free. And literally I took possession of this house. The first room I painted was this room right here. And I love it. Yeah.
as it should be.
Had to happen, man. Had to happen. And you can get like the actual, like if you go, okay, this is gonna be an American comment. Okay, I just need to. What are your hardware stores up there, Paya? All right.
You have Home Depot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they only do the hockey teams, man? I don't know. So, but I know that you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you can tell them like, hey, I need the Rams royal blue, and they can cook that up for you. So you can actually get like team specific colors, and if you need the codes, they're readily available. But I also know them by heart.
Oh, really? Oh.
That's what is some of my friends say that's the Rams is my form of autism. That is like the thing that it's like I can tell you right now the Rams royal blue color code for hex codes is 003594, FFD 100 for the yellow, and then E3DAC9 is going to be the bone, but feels like that's going away right now. So
Yeah,
that's a bummer.
that's sad.
Yeah, and then the 002244 navy blue was used by the Rams, and that is still the Broncos blue, the Seahawks blue, the Patriots blue. What else we got here?
It's so random that you know that. So I love
FFB 612 is the yellow that the Chiefs, Cardinals, and Packers all use. That's pretty cool. So yeah,
that's a flex. That's a flex.
I mean, with how much you use it in the graphics, it makes sense.
Exactly, and that's exactly why it's like even like
your dating profile or something.
Even the little ones, man. Like I know all of Seattle's color codes by heart. 002244. Their lime or their obnoxious green is 69BE28, and then their gray is ace. Oh, I forgot that one. So ace. There's A and C and an F and some other numbers in there. So I don't know why I decided to do that to you guys just now, but now you guys understand.
I was gonna say we need like Peo and I need to make a test for you for like color code versus color code. What Super Bowl is this? And see if you can be like, oh, that's Packers, whatever.
That would probably be tough, but I can also get those hex codes. I'm starting to understand. You know what I mean? Like I'm starting to get them. I think it's so weird. Each of those digits means something, and you can also just use your left hand on the keyboard and then your right hand on the numbers, and you don't have to move. And I don't know why.
That's so nice.
I don't understand this. No, no one cares about this anymore. No one.
Edwin does. Emphasis on the win.
This is color code flex. What up? You don't know. You don't know. That's so funny. That's what happens when you're the only person that does a podcast for 10 years.
Yeah.
Start to
and
learn.
uses the exact color codes for every graphic and all that too.
Like, Ace. Do you have Ace out there?
I have no clue what that is.
No.
Oh, so he doesn't.
Stumped him.
Canadian Tire?
Canada's not real. What?
Canadian Tire.
Yes, Canadian Tire.
No.
That's so funny. All right. Well, dude, this was awesome.
This was good.
Is there anything you guys want to cover before we bounce on out of here? I don't want to just bail too quick if there's something you guys want to chat about.
Well, I will say before anything, it cracked me up when we were doing that running back like blind ranking thing, because Edwin said that his number one ranked running back was Malcolm Brown because he was playing along with us. So that was really funny to me.
That was awesome.
Dude, Edwin's one of the coolest human beings I know. There's actually, I mean, that's almost not to take anything away from you, Edwin, but the commenters that are here are superheroes just down this
Yeah.
list here, man.
Yeah.
Like there's so many names on here that I've seen for so many years, have known for years, and have seen on your guys' videos for years and stuff like that. That like, yeah, we got some all stars here in the comments right now. Just but as we kind of fade out here, guys, I just want you to drop your all-time favorite Ram in the comment section. Maybe who got you started as a Rams fan, or even if it's just your favorite today, as we kind of wrap up here. But for socials, myself, you can find me at Sheriff Joe Bags, at Rams Showcase on all your favorite social media. So yeah, that's it everywhere. I've no differentiating anywhere else.
Nice.
So Cromwell, what a pull.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm basically I'm on X or Twitter. I'm not super active on it for posting things. So you can just find me on YouTube at Rams House.
Yeah, and you can find me on YouTube, Rams Radar with Payo Time, and I'm also on X as Payo Time, but similar. I don't use that much, but definitely would love to see you over on YouTube. That's where the cool kids play.
Absolutely. All right. Do you guys want to do what me and Tuna do, which is just
Yes.
fading off ridiculous? Yeah. Okay. I don't. Let me think. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I want to try to make this a good one. Just saying, don't move deep. Saying, don't call it. So, dude, we got. I can't. We can't just only talk Rams, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see here. Oh man, I'm blanking. Do you guys have any suggestions? I'm blanking hard. I need help. What are we fading off with?
We got this, Payo. We got
Ram plays in
Rams plays this year.
Specific Ram plays from any time in the history of the Rams.
Cool.
Well, we talked about it earlier, so I'm going to start off with Benny Cunningham's crazy return against the Bucks in the last game in St. Louis.
Yeah,
solid. You know what? I already mentioned this one earlier too. Give me the very first touchdown in SoFi.
Ooh,
that was sick.
Malcolm Brown.
Give me the first touchdown from Stafford to Van Jefferson against the Bears.
That one was so nice.
What a beaut. What a beaut. Give me, I think it was, well, wait, it's your turn, Rams House.
It's a Kenny Young pick 6 against the Patriots.
Oh, solid. That's a really good pick. Give me, I think it was 06. Maybe it was 05. In St. Louis, Torrey Holt down the middle. The Seahawks put Lofa to Tupu on him for some reason. And he had that crazy catch where he kind of hit his face mask, and then he reached back and grabbed it and pulled it in, scored the touchdown. Give me that one.
That one's a good one.
All right, give me. I saw Johnny Hecker in the chat from Johnny Ripper, and so I'm like, okay, I have to go. Give me. There's a lot of Johnny Hecker we can say, but I'm specifically going to go the watermelon punt from Johnny Hecker, where he punted it like
this, and that was against the Bears, yeah,
it was Bears, yeah.
Well, let's try to hit one more each. These are good.
This one's pretty common, but I'm going to go Jalen Ramsey intercepting Jared Goff because Aaron Donald got the pressure up the middle at SoFi Stadium.
That was nice. I'm gonna go with give me the punt return from Tavon Austin against the Colts where he snatched it at the 2 and we were all like, no, and it was like, yeah.
Let's go.
Give me that one.
It's like one of those when you're like, why are you doing that? Yes, you did.
That's why. All right.
Yeah.
That was hype. I almost want to do the Tavon Stedman Bailey fake punt against the Seahawks.
Beautiful.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going out with that.
Okay, that's clean. We have so many good ones in the comments.